right, whenever you're ready.
Hey Banner, I got this case of Remorath beer. Do you want to try some?
That's not Remorath beer. That's Zima.
Well, it tastes out of this world.
You need help.
Hello and welcome back into the Bro 4 Squad podcast. This is our review of Season 5, Episode 21 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. titled The Force of Gravity. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. With me, as always, is the mad scientist, Brian Banner, to grade this episode as we do all of our television episodes on our 4 Bro 4 Squad criteria: acting, story, our favorite scene, and any theories going forward. Banner, some outlets had this as part 1 of the 2-part finale, so I'm not really sure what exactly to make of it, but what did you think of the performances that we got in the penultimate episode to Season 5?
Again, from all of our solid cast, or our kind of front and center cast, everybody did really, really well. Secondary characters like Caecilius, whatever the fuck his name is, solid performance. But I'm going to kind of take some low-hanging fruit here. Chloe Bennett absolutely destroyed this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like Ian DeCaster, we talked about this earlier in the season. Her evolution from the first season to now has really been incredible. And I hate to say it's gone under the radar because she's arguably the main character in the series, but she's really developed and become a really, really strong actress from beginning to end here. So I really enjoyed her performance in this, and it was nice to just take a step back and go, wow, the main character still fucking got it.
Yeah, anytime the writers have challenged her with like a really challenging character arc, whether it was her dad, Jia Ying, all the stuff she's done this season, she's just stepped up to the plate and has delivered. Oh man, I hate to do this episode because I've really been pumping this guy up, but Jeffrey Ward as Deke, I wasn't the biggest fan. They gave him a lot of comedic moments in this. He's almost become like a parody of what he was, because the rest of the characters have such serious arcs going on, and he had all the potential there with the Fitzsimmons being his grandparents, and now they've just kind of turned him into like this bumbling idiot who's putting lemons in people's beds and can't even count to 6.
Yeah, but at the same time, I fucking bought it too, man.
I know it wasn't that bad, but it was. I
think he has a delivery problem at times.
Yeah. But another huge positive in this one, Coulson and May. And we won't talk about it too much this episode because I think we'll really know more about what happens next episode. But that scene was really cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that scene coming up, I think.
Yeah. All right, so on to the story. This one was basically, again, we kind of have the 2 through lines that are happening. We have Talbot absorbing and killing basically everyone. And then George, his son, just not buying his dad's bullshit. And then May's genius plan to basically get off of the what's their name? The villains in this, the Carathians,
the Rormaths.
I was one off to get off of their ship, and then obviously Coulson sort of needing a disabled list stint at the end of the episode. So, what'd you think of the story?
First off, they kind of just look like Raider fans.
They're less violent than Raiders fans.
That's true. That's true. I caught you in mid beer, so my bad on that one. First off, Creel's actually dead this time, right? Like, there's no way they can bring him back.
I don't see any way, unless Talbot like takes a shit and it ends up becoming Crusher Creel. I don't see any way he comes back from this.
Because he's been gone like 4 times, and just like Grant Ward, they just keep finding ways to bring him back. And you talked about this in the cast, but I'm actually digging the fact that Deke is part of the team now, like almost an integral part of the team. And we haven't had a new person introduced into the team in a while. So it's been kind of fun how he's got there, and especially this episode with him and May kind of teaming up to blow up the spaceship and get back to Earth. I like where they're going with him. I know that we've really shit on him, but I like that he's part of the team now.
Yeah, he's like the dog that just doesn't go away. So you're like, okay, fine, you can hang out with us. And then I think sort of the big reveal in this episode was the team essentially, or at least they're presenting it to us, like they have to choose between Coulson or Talbot, which is probably going to be about as hard as that Durant or Greg Oden draft. But it will be similar to that draft, one very right and one very wrong decision. We'll find out next episode.
Still an open wound.
Best scene, there was a shit ton of action set pieces in this episode. It was awesome. The CGI was a little... Here's the thing. Every time I think the CGI is weak, then I think to myself, maybe that's just how they actually want Gravitonium to look. So I don't really know. But what was your favorite scene in this episode?
My favorite scene was actually when Daisy was in the little astromath mind trap thing by...
that was really cool.
Cassius.
Cassius Sr. or whatever?
Yeah, Daddy Cassius. And that was great dialogue. And then, the way that Chloe Bennett just goes, well, here's the thing. I can get out of this. And then they cut to her breaking that little like Power Ranger emblem on her forehead. Was
Sailor Moon logo or whatever.
It was absolutely incredible. And then her doing some nice little fight scenes, a little bit of action. Really, really cool to see. And again, she got to show her muscles in a really action-packed and really eventful episode. So I'm gonna go. I don't know what your favorite scene is because we didn't pre-show this at all. But honorable mention as well to that fight scene at the end with May and the Ramorath dude with Deke finishing up the coordinates. Really, really cool action scenes with the stakes of Deke trying to get them back to Earth.
I liked how May just ripped those spears out of the dude's dead body. She's like the Native Americans, we will utilize the entire body. I mean, they're not going to take these things with them. They're dead.
No. I mean, it's just like fowls. You can't take them with you.
Exactly. So might as well use them all. Speaking of fouls, my favorite scene was Talbot walking out of the house with the Mac and Yo-Yo confrontation after you realize, okay, now that Talbot's attacked his wife, this dude is totally gone. I don't think there's much left in the way of sanity or reasoning with him.
It's kind of like Ron Artest. Ron Artest is dead, but Meta World Peace
lives
alive.
on.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Talbot's dead, but Gravitron is live and well.
And that cul-de-sac scene really gave me an homage to X3. Yep. With the Jean Grey flashback scene with Magneto and Professor X when they go to her house. But Talbot just running through them in the ship, I haven't seen dominance like that since Kobe Bryant's 81-point game against the Raptors. I mean, the dude is on an absolute rampage, and like is he the strongest person they've ever faced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
He's gotta be.
It's like unbelievable. His abilities.
I think he's the strongest, but I don't think he's the smartest.
Oh, he's definitely not the smartest.
Yeah, so I think it's tough to. He's not their toughest adversary as far as on all levels, but he definitely has. If this is Madden stats, his truck stick is through the fucking roof.
Yeah, but his awareness is like 44. Yeah. All right, on to theories, and as always, Trend Pimp. Let us know what you're thinking because you're always one step ahead of the game here. I mean, I really don't have much because this one just sort of – I mean, the finale is do they save Coulson or Talbot? Is there a way to save both? I guess the only thing I would predict is there has to be a more direct Infinity War tie-in. And like Trend Pimp pointed out before, they're starting to highlight a few more of the ancillary S.H.I.E.L.D. team members to maybe kill them off. Some of them are thirdaries, correct, yeah. Characters. So I guess my only guess would be well, you know what I was thinking would suck? Let's say they choose to save Coulson, right, with the centipede serum instead of kill Talbot with it. And then what if he just disappeared from the Infinity Gauntlet? So like, well, fuck. I mean, now that really was a waste. How big of a disappointment?
That would be a really shitty way to.
No, end... that won't happen. I was just thinking, man, that would really suck.
Yeah, that would be terrible. I think Coulson's going to die. Being that they haven't officially announced that they're getting a sixth season, they have to kill Coulson because that's how the show is going to end. Then they can go back, if they do get a sixth season, and go, oh, well, he's not actually dead. We can figure something out and use the odium to... That's what they're going to fucking do. Nope, I just thought of it. Scratch everything I just said for the last 30 seconds. They're going to use the Centipede Project to kill... Talbot, and they're going to use the odium to try and save Coulson. And and they're going to end the season. We don't know if Coulson's alive or dead from the odium.
I will say this: it's pretty crazy that the season finale is next week, and we still don't know if it's been renewed or not yet. Like, I don't know how the writers have done this. I'm sure they've got some sort of an inkling from ABC, but kudos to them, because this is not easy to do, to sort of have 1 foot in, 1 foot out on possibly ending a show after 5 years. But they've done an awesome job. All right, that has been our review of Season 5, Episode 21 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. For the mad scientist, Brian Banner, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Thank you guys for checking us out. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and Spotify, Bro4 Squad, 3 words. Give us a follow on Twitter, @Bro4 Squad, and check out everything that we're doing on our website, bro4squad.com. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week for the season, possibly series finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We should get some Odium at CVS this week. Cures hangovers.
I'd do some.
It just cures hangovers. It's super easy.